Unscripted, unshackled, uncouth.
What you're about to hear is for more mature audiences only.
It's Miguel and Holly, Uncensored.
Welcome to Miguel and Holly Uncensored. It is our off-air podcast that we do on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. You can see it happen on the Miguel and Holly Facebook page and the Hits 961 Facebook page and on our YouTube channel. And you can also listen to the podcast on the iHeartRadio app or anywhere you listen to podcasts.
Absolutely.
So we're going to get straight to it. By the way, producer Kelvin is not here because he moving.
Yeah, he got to get his ish together.
Yes, and it is very stressful.
Yeah.
So he had to jet out right after the show was done. But let's welcome to the show, Worker Stacy.
Hey.
Hello.
How are you?
Oh, I'm dropping my computer. It's okay.
Oh boy.
But it's not this time. It's just a computer. We're fine. We're fine.
It's fine. It's fine.
It's fine.
The
It's always
cat
gonna be
hasn't
fine.
fallen through something.
Yeah, it's good. Hi.
How are you?
I'm okay. How are you guys? I have missed you. I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, I want to squeeze you guys.
I know. It's been such a crazy end of the summer, beginning of the fall season where it's
Yes.
like everything's just been so nuts recently.
I have one word. Retrograde.
what-
And it ends today.
I was
It is
gonna say.
over.
We
Yes.
done.
We
We
done.
have-
We over it.
After we talked to our new Platypus Posse member who's going to get a reading from you, Jessica texted in and said, I won't be able to listen to the Uncensored podcast live. I'm going to have to check it later. Can you ask Stacy to talk about this Mercury retrograde that is ending today? This one felt particularly rough. So
That's
can we
because
talk
it
about
wasn't
that?
the only thing going on. We had multiple retrogrades and planets moving and energy and eclipses and full moons and blue moons. And yeah, it's been quite frankly a shit show. So
It has
you're
definitely
not
felt like
crazy.
that.
Yeah, it has. And that uphill, crazy, sick to your stomach, emotional, you feel like you're free falling. That's how everyone's been feeling, and it's over, y'all. We survived.
Well, we will have to go over that and sort of the ramifications of what happened during this retrograde that has been so crazy. But I want to get to this Platypus Posse member from Charlotte before we get into anything because she's at work. And so she's like, I gotta work.
I gotta work.
Welcome, other Holly. Hi,
Yes.
Holly.
Hello. How are you?
Wonderful.
Doing well.
Now, where in Charlotte are you?
I am in South Charlotte.
South
Ooh.
Charlotte. Okay,
Okay.
perfect. Are you like working in like a law office or something or?
Oh, it's a home health agency.
Home health
Okay.
agency. Okay. So here's what we'll do is we'll give you the little speech beforehand. So Holly and I, we step back and it is just as if you and Stacy are having a private reading together.
Nice.
And so we don't interject until the end. So we're going to step back, turn our mics down, and it's you
Okay.
and Worker Stacy.
Hi, Holly. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. It's such a pleasure to meet you. Thank you so
Nice
much for
to
this
meet you.
opportunity.
Thank
I
you.
might go a little fast. I'm like an ADHD squirrel on crack. Please don't judge. I've also have a lot of pent up energy because I haven't been doing any sessions lately. So this may come on really strong and I deeply apologize.
That's
And it may be even extra more scattered because it's so much pent up energy. I do most importantly need you to understand that I do work solely and strictly through God. You're always in charge of your own fate. You're always in charge of your own destiny. Your dad's passed.
No, he's not.
Okay, what's the story with that whole situation right now? Because he's weighing heavy on you. The other person's weighing really heavy on you as a female figure, either your mother or your daughter. But it's like on top of you. It's like, I want to help you go, okay, we got this. We're going to take care of this because you're literally holding the world on your shoulders and you're a
Yeah.
balancing act.
Right.
This is exhausting
Yeah.
to you. The other thing too is work because you're trying to make sure you're at work enough and it's pulling extra hours, extra things, and you're thin right now.
That is absolutely right.
Okay, so what's the story with your dad? Is it his hip or what's the walking issue?
His walking, yes. He's diabetic and he has an issue with his foot right now.
Okay, is it his right foot?
It is.
Okay. It's gonna see what bothers me about this is it feels like it's gonna go up the hip, or it's like
Okay.
up the other hip, or affecting the
Mhm.
left hip because of the
Mhm.
way it's working. He's being really stubborn about this,
Yes.
and he's not listening about this. And it's honestly
Right.
driving me crazy for you, because if he did what he was told to do the way he's supposed to do it, this would be wrapping up faster.
Okay. Yeah.
But
Mhm.
he's not. So are they
He's not.
having a home healthcare nurse coming in to do anything with this, or what's happening?
No, right now he is just going to the doctor sporadically. He's not doing what he's supposed to do.
Okay. The other issue with him too, so did his dad pass of like heart disease?
Yes.
Okay, because that's the other thing that I keep seeing around that part of the family. You don't need to worry about that. Because like in the back of your head, you're going, okay, check, check, check.
Mhm.
I'm really big on you watch your diet, you keep this, you keep that. You have a very long, healthy, happy life ahead of you. Okay.
Good.
You're
Thank
you're
you.
going long and strong, baby. Um so does he live far away from you? What's this guilty feeling of not being able to do enough by him? All I have to say to you is let it go. You're doing everything you can.
Okay.
Okay. And
Yeah.
like right now, work and home needs to be number one for you.
Mhm.
But again, you're being pulled in 5 different directions, and it's not even
Mhm.
20%. It's everybody wants 100%.
Yes, that is
So
very
that's a
true.
lot right now. The other
That
thing
is
with
very
your
true.
health. So are you going through, what's the thing with your hair? Stop worrying about the hair.
Oh my gosh. My
Okay.
hair has just been falling out.
It's
Oh
the
my God.
stress. It's the stress of
Wow.
everything. It's the stress of everything.
Oh
Everything.
my God.
The other thing too, you did lose an animal. I can guarantee you lost an animal because like you pull. Oh, I'm told you I was going to go all over the place. I'm sorry.
Right.
This whole thing with you, it's interesting because you have gifts yourself, and I know you know that. That's one of the
I
reasons
do
that
know.
you're
Yes.
so good at your job and everything like that too.
Mhm.
But animals and kids just pull themselves to you like
Mhm.
constantly. You'll be walking
Mhm.
around the grocery store and a baby will go by you and just make eye contact with you and smile.
Mhm.
They know your spirit, they know your soul. Animals do too. You have animals that may or may not have belonged to you that have passed that hang out with you.
Okay.
Okay. I know it sounds wild and weird, but horses are a thing too for you. That's one of your spirit animals. I don't know if you were
Okay.
aware of that. So, like dead horses hang out with you to protect you.
That's crazy.
I know. So, if you ever get into like a crazy car accident, anything weird like that, you're never going to get horribly hurt because those horses will protect you.
Wow.
See, I just got
Okay.
chilly bumps. I know it sounds so bizarrely weird, but it's a thing. The other thing too is your grandmother on your mom's side keeps thanking you for carrying the family and carrying everything on your shoulders.
Yes.
Bake more. Apparently, you clean for therapy or you cook for therapy. Like something you do for in your hands that you kind of like zone out with. Try to do that more because when you're
Mhm.
zoning out, that's as much therapy as you're going to get as far as like meditation is concerned.
Right. Right.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So is your mom still alive?
No, she is not.
I didn't think so. She keeps apologizing for not being able to say goodbye.
Oh,
You look just like her. It's
I
so
do.
funny, especially in the eyes and the nose. It's
Yes.
also this whole thing of
If I
she
had a
has,
picture, yeah, I look
yeah,
exactly
it's
like her.
crazy to me. The other thing that bothers me is that she keeps showing me her chest. When I see the chest issue, it's either breast cancer, lung cancer, or breathing issues.
Mhm.
Okay. But long story short, she makes me want to hold your face and look at you and go, I didn't suffer. I'm okay. You did everything that I needed you to do. Please stop thinking you disappointed me in the end. You didn't. You wear her every day.
I do.
Okay. She's thanking you for that. She loves you so much. So you have her name, or does your daughter have her name? Whose name carries on with her? Or whose
My
name does
niece.
she have a
My
match?
niece.
Okay. Because
Mm,
like she's a second, like there's somebody else with her name to it.
mhm.
So she makes a big deal out of that person too. Please let them know the butterflies are her.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So do you have any questions? That was a lot really fast. I'm
That
sorry.
was
But
a
I know you're
lot
at work.
really
Wait,
fast.
hold on,
I'm
Stacy.
sorry. Stacey just
Stacy, give me a
bam,
goddamn
bam,
second.
bam, bam. Do you have any questions?
I warned you.
Okay.
That was
This
a
is your
quickie.
reading, Holly, and I'm like getting emotional. Can you talk a little bit about this relationship with your mom, Holly? Because that clearly is something that weighs heavily on you.
I'm gonna try to do it without crying. She passed away about 7 years ago. She was only 58. She had a heart surgery, and after that, they could not get her blood pressure regulated, and she ended up having several strokes. She was a bilateral amputee. She just had a lot of things going on, but it was
And at the end, she just
unexpected.
finally fell
It was
asleep.
it was unexpected. So
Mm-hmm.
And
Like-
she just
Yeah.
fell asleep. She just needs you to know she didn't suffer. It's
She
like
did,
she
yeah.
just fell asleep.
yeah,
Mm.
I just didn't. So she was in the hospital about an hour and a half away from me, and I had been staying there. And then the day that she passed away, I didn't make it before she passed.
Mm.
And so that is weighs very hard on me. But I also
Please.
think that because we were so close, she didn't want me to be there.
That's what I was gonna say. I
Yeah.
think she didn't want to further traumatize you. I'm not thinking that, oh, my daughter not being here would be traumatizing enough, but like sometimes it's best not to see the actual final moment.
And you had already been there for so much.
Mhm.
You would wash her face, you would brush her hair, you would make sure she was clean, you would make sure she looked good.
Yes,
That
yes,
she,
because that was
like,
very important to her.
important to her, exactly. And it's like it's funny because she's like, she made sure that I had me, like I was
Yeah.
put together in order to
Yep.
show off myself. She
Mhm.
never had to be
That is very
embarrassed.
true.
Yeah, so she's
That is very
thinking
true.
that, and you would sneak in food to her, and she appreciated that too.
Oh gosh, this is so great.
Can you? I saw a little reaction in your face. I was trying to like mentally log things to ask you questions, and if you have to go, let us know, Holly. When Stacy said the butterflies for your niece,
Many,
did that mean something to your mom? Butterflies or to your niece?
It just since she passed away, I think Shelby even has a little tattoo of a butterfly that she got for her.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, Stacey on fire today.
I told you.
Yeah.
Girl, Stacy said, "Hold on, let me help out Holly, girl. Let me help out Holly."
Yeah.
Wow. All right. Well, now that we've given you a second, because Stacy had a bunch to give to you, are there any questions that you have for her? I know it's a lot to process sometimes.
I just wow, that was so much. I think I just wanted to. I know that she's okay. I know she is. I talk to her every single
Every day.
day.
And
I
even when you're
do.
driving to work and stuff like
I
that, you visit
do.
with her.
I do. I talk to her every single day.
There's
Yeah.
different things going on too at home where you're like, what do I do? And
Yeah.
she keeps trying to tell you, talk to God,
Okay.
lean in on God, trust.
Okay. And I
Because you got to
do, but it's
remember
just
that's
not
their
working.
process. Huh?
I do, but it's just not working.
I know. But you got to remember that
Does
everything's in your
she
hands.
have say anything about my sister?
What is the story with your sister, if you don't mind me asking? Because it's a different feeling than I get for you.
Yeah. So I have a sister that is
Is she
unfortunately
estranged or is she passed?
she's estranged, but
Okay.
she's on a drug addiction,
Yeah.
and I don't know how she's still alive.
Because she's not done making her difference yet, or making and
I don't
I
know what that
honestly feel
difference is
like
going to be.
she's going to turn around. Believe it or not, I think
I
eventually
don't
she will.
see that.
I know. I think she's gonna have to be knocked on her butt
Yeah,
with
I
her
think she's
liver.
there. She's been there a few times, but
Yeah.
yeah,
No, this one, something's gonna happen with the liver, and she's not gonna have any choice
yeah.
but
And
to clean herself up.
her son, my sister has a son that I have
It's like
raised since he was
yours.
9 months
Yes.
old.
I want to talk to you about him.
Okay.
As I'm sitting here going, she doesn't have a son, but she has a son, but she doesn't have a son, but she has a son.
Yeah.
This is him. So I need you to know he's extremely special. Do not be surprised if he ends up as a firefighter or a police officer.
Okay.
He's going to make a massive difference. You're doing an incredible job. Don't push the issue. If he wants to form a relationship with her, he will later on in life.
Yep.
Be supportive, but be there because you're always going to be mom.
Right.
She's mother, you're mom.
Right. That's part of the issue right now is when he was 14, he decided that he wanted to talk to her, and she just filled his head with all these, that she was clean and she was going to do this and that. And so he left me and went to stay with her. And now he's back because it blew up.
Do you want to know what she did and why she did that?
I'm sorry?
Do you want to know why she did that?
I do want to know why she did that.
In her head, she thought that if she said it and she claimed it and she made it this way and she said she was going to get clean, she really had full intention on changing her life. She really did have that full intention on being clean. But the addiction, the mental illness part got her.
Right.
But the intention was there. And she just figured if she said it, she claimed it, because you hear about people manifesting and it's going to happen. And what she doesn't understand is that within that situation, it's her.
Right.
It's up to her.
Right.
So.
Right. I just thank you so much.
Thank you. No, sincerely, I'm just doing God's work. I appreciate more than ever. So thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Holly, thank you so much for allowing us to peep in on your session with Stacy. And, on the radio show, we always say the Miguel and Holly fam.
Yeah.
Well, you're in the fam now.
I am. I listen every day.
Thank you so much. But now you are a Platypus Posse member.
Yes.
All right.
That's a whole separate part of the Miguel. It's like a little under the umbrella. And now those are people that listen to the podcast. So welcome to the Platypus Posse, Holly.
Thank you so much.
Yes, welcome.
Absolutely. Have a great day. Have a good weekend.
Bye, Holly. Take care.
Bye. Thank you.
Come on, Miss Stacy Renee. Over here just.
Good.
Hi.
Gracious.
Good Lord. Were you just vibrating full of all of her everything?
All of her ever. Look how red my face is. Like,
The thing with the hair was what got me. Like, she was just floored about that.
yeah,
can't-
it's
I
just,
can't do
I was sitting on that. That was, yeah. And then the thing with her dad and the walking and the
Right.
foot.
Yeah.
That was crazy. It's like, hello. Yeah, little details.
I think what I just find so fascinating about this, because you always have skeptics and you have people that are like, okay, well, y'all set this up. And I'm like,
You probably prepped her before you got on. Yeah.
I'm like, literally, I can show you the Miguel and Holly Instagram, how we didn't have anybody until about 10-20.
Yes.
And then I was like, oh, wait, we have the other folder where when people that are new to your Instagram, and I was like, oh, we had a couple of messages. So I messaged a few people and I said, hey, send us your email address. And then Holly was the first one to respond. And so I sent her an email, or she sent me her email address at 10:28.
Yeah.
And then you and her both logged on behind the scenes at like 10:35. And then we went live at 10:36. And then you did that. So it's like that, like there was no way that was set up. And it's just fucking nuts.
And not to mention that you and I didn't even agree on doing any kind of real sessions until later on this morning. So it's this was not planned.
So last week you were supposed to be on when we did the mental health episode, and you were like, hey, I'm not really feeling readings today. And I was like, cool, we'll just have you on and talk about Mercury Retrograde, but then you had a family thingy that you had to hop off. But it's just so interesting how it's like how everything happens for a reason, how like that was a day where like you weren't in the headspace to do it and we didn't have anybody to do it. And then we didn't think we had anybody. And then Holly was like, hey, I'm here. And then it was like, everything happens for a reason.
It's so bizarre. And it's funny that you mentioned the family emergency, because I've been sitting in a hospital room for the last 3 weeks with my brother. And hospitals are like train stations to me, because you have lives coming in, you have lives going out, you have lives sticking around, you have people who are dead hanging out with people who are still alive, trying to guide and lead. Hold on, Max is calling me, and I'm sitting on my phone.
Ah,
Yeah, thanks, husband.
Okay.
why you
Anyways,
sitting on your phone, girl?
I was gonna say, well, you know, I gotta get lucky somewhere. Why do you think I'm so good today?
No.
Calvin's not here. I gotta be the one.
Right.
Someone needs to. Yes.
But being in that hospital room, I'm just like, okay, do. And I'm like,
How do you do it without like having exchanges with people or like
I don't talk to
what does
people.
it feel like? It just feels like oh, there's too much going on here. 'Cause
No,
if
I will have to zone in on exactly why I'm there, or I'll start talking to strangers. And I've had to learn to control myself with that and not
Mhm.
talking to strangers. We went out to dinner. So I moved to Pasco County. We moved,
Mhm.
big move. And I told you guys, we moved over to Pasco. If you guys aren't in Florida, that's just north of Tampa Bay, or it's still in Tampa Bay, but it's just north Tampa Bay. And we went to a new restaurant up in the area, and it's really great. And I made friends with the server. Well, my husband Max has a rule that I'm not allowed to talk to the servers until after food has been delivered.
That's
That
probably
would
a
be
good
me.
rule.
That would be
Yeah.
me. I'd be like, hold on, before you start doing all this crazy stuff, let me get my cheese sticks.
Yeah.
Well, exactly. So this time she brought the drinks and I unloaded, and she forgot to take her order.
Max,
Oh,
I'm like, let me tell this woman what chicken dish I want. I'm hungry.
Yes. But that's, yeah.
I need my
Goodness.
food, woman.
Yeah, because I haven't, and it's so been awful because every time I try to schedule sessions, something with my brother falls apart. And for those of you who don't know, since my mom's passed, my brother's special needs. My brother has autism. My brother never moved out of my mom's house. And so when my mom died, my brother moved in with his best friend and got super depressed. He gained about 100 pounds. He got up to about over 500 pounds, and he got a sore in his leg that he kind of ignored because he was just giving up on life, because he doesn't believe in suicide. So he was just letting nature take its course, and he fell. And yeah, I mean, the sore has taken up his entire leg. It's the kind of super bug where it's completely resistant to antibiotics. And
Is
so
it
they're
is it
talking,
like a MRSA situation?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And they're talking about amputating, but he wants to try to save the leg. And
Mm.
so we're working on all of that. But in the middle of all this, because it's such a rare bug, it went into his lungs. And so they got him out of the ICU, got him into a normal room, and he coded up into the normal room, and then brought back down to ICU on life support. And that was going on last week when I was like, okay, I got to go, because all that was unfolding. And so now it looks like we're moving into a rehab facility, hopefully today or tomorrow, to get him somewhat functional again. So we'll see, happy thoughts. And so now I'm like, okay, life can resume. Husband got over surgery. We moved.
Is he not
Daughter's back up
romantic,
in
is he?
Cincinnati.
Oh God, back there.
Oh, girl, Stacey's just going through
Why
everything.
is it always the drama, Stacy? Like, what is it
no.
about your
I
life?
don't know. I honest to God, though, sincerely, I think it's because of what I do.
Mm,
Maybe not. Let's reframe that. Not what you do, the gifts that you have.
right.
Yes. I'm not
Maybe.
meant to have an easy life, because if I had an easy life, then how would I have the empathy to help everybody else?
Right.
Mm.
Right.
Mm.
No, it's true. I mean, and I really do think, and some people have said they don't like this, but this has stayed with me. My grandma used to say this all the time when I was like having trouble, as a kid, is that God never gives you more than you can bear.
True.
And so that has always, in the toughest of situations, I've always been like, I'm learning a lesson from this. There's a reason for this. That it won't make sense right now. It won't make sense afterwards, but at some point, I will need to utilize what I've been through to maybe help someone else and to give someone empathy or someone guidance or something like that. So
Yeah, I was going
100%.
to say, you and I have had those kinds of conversations where we've gone into deep detail of that. Alexa, off with deep details of that, of God works in mysterious ways, and a lot of people do get very angry, like, oh, well, then God doesn't like me. Actually, in my head, I always think that that's just, it sounds so bad, but that's just Jesus being needy because you're not going to talk to him when everything's fine.
Right.
So
It's true. It's like all of a sudden when you're like pulling the ripcord of like, I need help.
that's it.
Mhm.
So, you know, I smile, I nod, I count my happiness. Like I got to have lunch last week with my person that I can't feel. And that was my nice mental break because when I'm around him, it's quiet. So
Right.
that was,
Mm.
yeah. So how y'all doing? How'd y'all, you know,
Good.
deal with the retrograde? Please tell me. Tell me you guys have had craziness too.
Oh yeah, I think everybody's had a little craziness. I don't mind retrogrades, to be honest with you. Like I've stopped looking at them as like, oh man, my life is gonna suck for a while. All they are is just a time to really kind of slow down, pause, and examine like, okay, what just happened? Because it's the retrograde, right? You're looking back. That's why they always say, oh, an ex might come back in the picture. Beware, don't get back with them. They're just coming back. And that's sort of what the retrograde is. Like it's bringing stuff from the past that maybe you haven't fully dealt with yet, or that you thought you put to bed, but maybe there was like a string loose or something. So I think in that way, I don't mind them, but it can like sometimes take you under too, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm glad for, I don't know. I think that we're coming into some better times, but I feel like I don't really know. And my person, like I say out loud some things that I come across on Instagram to my fiance, who's like super in it with me. But recently he's like, everything you say is bad. Like, does anything ever get good? And I'm like, oh, am I only sharing the bad things? Maybe I'm only sharing the bad things, or maybe like I'm just in a bad cycle right now. And I'm like,
Mm.
I don't know. I'll start sharing the good things, but I can't
Yeah.
Are good things coming?
Yeah, of course. Always. This
Or are
is
you
like
just
what
saying
she
that to be
said.
nice?
No, she
No.
doesn't.
Have you?
No.
Hello. Have you
No,
guys
you
met
are
me?
good
Do I not?
Maybe it's just
All
me.
right, y'all. Y'all have a great day. I'm headed home.
It's fine.
And that's a wrap. No, it's gonna be good. I mean, sincerely, I'm interested to see. It's in the next 3 months. And remember how every year I say watch in October and November because that's going to be the prelude to what happens in the next year.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm
Yes.
just saying, keep your eyes out. Just pay attention.
Mm.
And
Pretty
think
much
about
remember.
last year and think about what you guys were doing last year at this time. And now look at the year that you've had.
Mm-hmm.
It all adds up to being the same kind of stuff. And you know what I mean? And
I'm trying to think what was happening in October. I know that November, I was like, I remember November rain being a theme.
I was just gonna say November rain.
November rain. And it sure has literally rained this year.
A lot.
Actually, because I got a damn hole in my roof. But it's
Yep.
fine. So I'm hoping that's not the theme for this November. Although
No.
last October is when Stacy very cryptically basically told me that my mom was gonna die. But it wasn't even like, I wish it would have been more like, hey, your mom's gonna die, and not just like people around you and their health. Like, I don't need a
The
puzzle.
angels are watching you.
And then when like my mom was dying, I went back to that podcast. I'm like, that bitch knew. And she
Yes,
was just
I
telling me.
did. Hey,
But,
Bessie, your mom's gonna croak tomorrow. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna do that.
Well, no, but it wasn't the next day either. So it was interesting. So yes, October, November, but also like November, I think specifically, because we talked about, everyone thinks like, oh, December is going to give you the boost into the new year, but it's
Right.
actually November.
It's
Right.
always November. Always.
Yeah.
And can we just talk about the fact that spooky season is I maybe or may not be really excited about Halloween this year.
Oh, 100%.
I'm looking forward to, I think we might decorate this weekend.
Ooh.
If we don't decorate this weekend, it's going to just have to be like in 2 weeks, because now I can't. Sometimes I like to decorate by myself because like I get to just, it's like cathartic for me.
Yes.
But Maya's like, don't you dare
Oh.
decorate. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. And so, yeah, so I need to make sure she's there. So she's going to be there this weekend. So we may do it this weekend. It may be time.
Yeah,
We'll
I'm
see.
super excited. This isn't like my favorite time of year, and like I have just fully jumped into all fall things because this was my first fall in Charlotte last year, so I didn't know what to expect.
Oh, that's
And
true.
so now that I kind of have a lay of the land, and I got quiet because I was trying to think about like what happened last October and November, and I remember I felt like that was the beginning of really starting to make friends here in Charlotte, and I think that really started to take hold in the springtime and the summer, and it's furthering too as we're getting to know more people. And so yes, I do agree with that. It just took me a minute to sort of like remember.
Well, sometimes it's hard to remember a year ago.
I know, that's why I was like, I don't know, I did it last weekend, let alone last
a year ago. Yeah.
For sure.
But just thinking about like the Halloween season and all that and how things started to come together. So I will be curious to see how the next couple of months go as we try to figure things out. But I am super excited for spooky season this year because also my brother-in-law and his new bride-to-be are getting married Halloween weekend. And for some reason, I'm just really excited to see these two people come together and to have like a sister as well. Because there have been I'm sure if you ask them, I've said this drunkenly to them so many times where it's like, you know, are all young and we've like gotten to travel together and have drunk nights together, and like they're going to have kids at some point, and like we'll get to like sit back as the kids are playing and be like, remember when we went to Key West for our bachelor party and like Isaac was drunk and Kara was mad because we didn't do that? And like, I'm just really excited for like those type of times of life. And so I'm just excited for their union and just to like be a part of it. So that's all happening on Halloween weekend, which I'm super excited about. I was like,
are you going to bring up the real right now?
Oh yeah. Oh, 100%. I was a little like, Halloween is my weekend, y'all. Like, that's my time to that is my Christmas. It's Halloween.
Yeah.
And you don't get to go out with the gays in your costumes.
No, but I did tell them, I told all the gays here in Charlotte, I'm like, I don't know who's throwing something, but someone needs to throw a party the weekend before Halloween just so Abe and I can go and I can dress as Octavia Spencer's ma.
Yes.
So that's what I'm going to need.
Good.
Stacy, if someone is like, you have just blown me away with this reading of Holly, how can people be blown away by you with their own reading?
Hook up on my website, soulworkerstacyrenee.com. Hit book session now. Don't hit Soulful Social. Don't go anywhere but book session now. It'll give you a link, payment, and let you pick out what time of day, lets you book your whole thing. It's easy peasy, lemon squeezy, soulworkerstacyrenee.com. And if you want to find me on Instagram as well, at soulworkerstacyrenee.
Perfect.
So,
yes. Some of the comments real quick. Let's see here. Amy said, that's what the problem has been, the damn retrograde.
There it is.
Shannon said, I've been feeling the universe pulling me to have another session with Stacy. I need to stop procrastinating.
Yes.
Do it.
Let's see here. Amy also said, I'm decorating this weekend for Halloween. Teresa said, we camp over Halloween at Disney. I'm just saying, that there's nothing like the campers decor. Halloween on steroids. That's awesome.
Like at Fort Wilderness or whatever. That's pretty cool.
That would be really cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Stacy, thank you so much for everything. We really appreciate it.
So much, you guys, and I love you, and I'll talk to you guys soon.
No, we miss you.
Yes, we miss you.
Thank you.
Holly, what's your social media people can reach out to you?
Radio Holly on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram.
And mine is at Miguel Fuller. You can find me there. All right. We will see you all on Monday. Bye.
Miguel and Holly Uncensored.
Catch it on the iHeartRadio app or anywhere you listen to podcasts.